before our episode today, I just need a quick favor from our loyal listeners. Bill, I'm sure you know this, but there are a handful of people who download within the first few hours of this being posted. And I took a look at the geography of it, and we've got people in Toledo to Birmingham, California to Buffalo. And it's those listeners that we would love to hear from. So we're going to post a survey for you on guystellingstories.com/survey. And we'll give away a T-shirt or 2 or 3, depending on how many people take it. We're just trying to find out what you like and would like to hear more of for Season 4. So that is guystellingstories.com/survey to take our survey. We really appreciate it and would love to hear from you.
Each season, Guys Telling Stories seeks out fascinating people with a good story to tell. My name is Bill Easton, and the man next to me is Rich Douglas.
Yo.
We have no guest today.
Season 3 finale. What's the name of the show?
This is Guys Telling Stories.
Boom. All right, Bill. We always say we did it. Season 3 finale.
It's a fast season.
It's the same amount of episodes as before, but man, it flew by.
Yeah. Good guests. Better guests. No offense to everyone else, but
well, I'll tell you what. If you like these guests better, we'll hear from you. Please take that survey. Yeah, we'd love to hear and learn a little bit more. We're always trying to make the show better.
I tried doing it. I just don't know if I can spell survey.
I'll send him the link directly. But guys,
Curvy. That's curvy.
Oh boy. No, as always, I'm Rich Douglas.
I'm Bill Easton,
and we are going to share some behind-the-scenes stories with you, the listeners, to wrap up Season 3.
And we decided not to do it drunk in a bar this time.
What do you mean this time? Like every other time?
Like the last 2.
Oh, we're hoping to give you guys a little glimpse behind the curtain, and hopefully that curtain is...
Well, yeah, I'll give you a little peek. Last time we recorded for 2.5 hours, and it got about 12 minutes of recordable material.
Yeah, that's the truth. Our old producer Sean was here, and some of these ones where we just kick back with the guys are some of the most fun for us. But Bill, like you said, this season flew by for us, and for you, the listeners, would love to hear, like I said before, if it flew by for you too. I mean, Bill, some of the stories right off the bat. We started this season, it was still winter outside, and I think today, as we're recording this, it's right around 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Bill, you're having that big party you always have.
Big party. Come on over.
After we're done recording this, we're heading on over.
Figure out where I live. Get over here.
All right, so from basically winter to summer, we had 11 amazing guests and a lot of ups and some downs.
Yeah, there's been some, you talk to these guests about what they've done and what they're doing, and some never changed. Like Matt Granite's the same guy he was. He has the same job. He's super energetic. He just does his thing, and he's good. And other people have, like Mike and Amy. Their event's over. Yeah, like it's.
Congratulations to you, too. I mean, what an accomplishment. But like
I'm alive.
He's still living, folks. But yeah, like you said, with Mike and Amy, they're working towards an event. And so, let's kind of start out with a little bit for you. One of the behind-the-scenes stories. What would you say for you would be your best connection? What guest did you feel like you had the best connection with?
Oh, man. That's difficult because... The bond now with Mike and Amy and the guys from this power play, not to mention
Mike and Amy.
It just happened, is, I saw him every day for basically 12 days.
Well, for like a year or two, you were training for that
and we're training together. So there's a bond there and a connection that is forever. Me and all my teammates. So that's kind of an unfair question for me.
No, the answer is the answer.
That's the answer.
Yeah, no
obviously,
reason to hedge. Yeah,
for that.
For me, those two were by far the people with the best goal in mind. We talk to a lot of innovators, talk to business owners, entrepreneurs, and here you talk to 2 ordinary people from our hometown who are looking to set a goal and achieve it in a specified amount of time. So yeah, best connection for you, best goal for me.
Yeah, but that was it was fun. It was inspiring.
Yeah, they all are, right?
They all are. Yeah, they all are.
Well, all right. Well,
how about you?
Well, for me, I think the best connection, you mentioned it before, was Matt Granite.
Yes.
Yeah, we started this season out recording with him. He was in Toronto. We are in Buffalo, and he is in his second bedroom where he usually broadcasts his YouTube videos to hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. And we're talking to him, and he could not have been more excited to record his first podcast. You know what? I even did follow up. I sent him a T-shirt.
Did you really?
Yep.
Was it yours or mine?
It absolutely was mine. And I'll tell you why. I guess we should get to this now.
Let's do it. Let's tell them all.
The winner of the Season 3 T-shirt design challenge was Bill.
I was going to do a drum roll.
Drum roll. No need. Bill, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, it seems like your West Virginia friends really came out for you, the alumni. And they had, I got to say, though, in my defense, they had 2 shirts to choose from. You had a gold state and a blue state and all the different colors, but it wasn't even close. I'd say it was 2-1.
Thank you guys down there. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And if you guys have any, suggestions for other types of, challenges that, can take place throughout the season, let's throw them our way for next time.
So out of our 11 guests or group of guests, who do you think was the best storyteller?
Ooh.
I know you like this question because,
Well, we're guys telling stories, and, I think in the future, as we continue to get better, we might be able to bring on more than one guest at one time, and these people have, 2-3 stories ready to go. But I got to say, Clint Hill.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. No
Clint
doubt.
Hill,
No
Secret
doubt.
Service agent for JFK, author of the book 5 Presidents. In doing my research, Bill, I saw a 2020 interview with him on YouTube. And when he was a much younger man, maybe 30 years ago, he was giving a interview with alongside his wife at the time, a recount of what happened on that day in 1963. And he was the same man in a lot of ways. He was a Secret Service agent. He was behind the limousine. He heard the shots. But at that time, he just wasn't prepared to tell the story in the way that he told it. And we got so much feedback, hearing from people that we have never heard from before. And I think we gained so many new listeners just from having a person like Clint on and sharing his story with us.
It was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I was in awe just listening. Just amazing.
Yeah, you really were. And I'll give you a credit because you chimed in a couple of times as I was also in awe. It kind of helped me ask a follow-up. It gave me that moment to listen to you and then ask him to continue the story.
I didn't even know what to say. I don't even remember what I said. I just wanted him to I wanted to hear more.
And he did. He followed up the next couple of days. And, congratulations to Clint for being in a place where he could share those stories and write those books. And I say we got to find a couple more people like him.
Okay, let's do it.
One funny thing about the Clint Hill episode, kind of behind the scenes, is we started talking to him, started recording, and he was awesome. He got right into it. But we had all of this background commotion and things happening behind us. We have scheduled cleaning times here in our recording studio, and all of a sudden the vacuum kicks on here, and it's one of those robot vacuums that just goes on by itself. And I'm thinking to myself, where's that noise coming from? To me, it sounded in my ears like somebody had clicked on the air conditioning times 10, and I can't find this robot. So Clint's sharing this story, and you guys probably can't hear this in the episode. Bill, like you said, you're in awe, and you're just listening, and he's getting to the part where the assassination is about to take place. And so I have to grab my headphones, throw them off, and go find this little vacuum cleaner. It's underneath a table somewhere. I flip it over upside down because it's like a turtle. When it's on its back, it won't go. And then I come back and I put my headphones back on, and I missed the best part of the story.
Sorry.
That's okay. You just were like, wow, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe I missed the best part of the story.
It was pretty funny. I was wondering what you were doing.
Yeah, well, I heard it, so I had to run back out. But that's one of those funny behind the scenes ones.
Mm-hmm.
What about for you, Bill? Like most fascinating? We're always looking for fascinating people. Who'd you pick?
Majit Minhas.
Okay, how come?
One, I didn't have any idea what she looked like until after we talked to her. So, which is, I had some notes and stuff, but I didn't look up like a picture because normally, what we do, I don't need to know what she looks like. So, but I knew she was Indian, and I knew what she did, and listening to her talk basically painted a picture of me of somebody completely different. So when you get into the fascination part of it, it's Rich does our Facebook posts. So when they get posted, you have the slideshow of the pictures. So as she's talking about the business side of her that basically takes over a brewery by monopolizing the amount of beer that they produce and basically saying, well, we're going to buy you or move our beer somewhere and then you're going to go bankrupt.
Basically
Did not paint a picture of this beautiful young girl who you showed on our Facebook page in a nice slideshow. Like I had this like ruthless, I'm not going to smile personality in my head, and it's completely different. So that fascinated me.
Yeah, no, that's cool because for a guy like you who was less familiar with what she actually physically looked like, I had done my research on, her business and her, her TV show. And, she's on the TV show for a reason. She's telegenic, photogenic.
I'd never even put that together, that you needed to be okay looking to be on TV.
Well, yeah, and the funny thing is, remember she called herself the Mean Dragon. And in talking to her, and that was the first time we had spoken, she was definitely by far to me maybe the biggest innovator in her field. Being someone that's kind of overcome the, legal stipulations of alcohol and beer in Canada, but also somebody who has been able to kind of perpetuate that into something new, like becoming a television star in Canada.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Best conversation in your opinion? Like, what was the best conversation?
For me, the best conversation and one of the most important was with the millionaire teacher, Andrew Hallam. He is a guy who is in my field. He's a teacher. He has retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, has retired. And he has done it in such a way where he and his wife can travel the world seasonally and go to these different exotic locations. And I can tell you just from taking a look at some of the statistics of our listeners, we have gotten more overseas and international listeners from a guy like Andrew than from anyone else. There'll be days where all of a sudden there'll be this surge of downloads and it'll all be his episode because somebody that read his book or is a fan of his blog will come and see that he posted and shared, which we always appreciate. And they just want to hear some of his stories from behind the scenes.
Yeah, we do appreciate when they share our stories.
No, we always do,
Yes, we didn't have to pay him to do it.
No, that was probably one of those. Yeah, want to get into that one?
Sure, that was the strangest moment of the season, Rich.
Yeah, we're not going to name names. So we had one guest, well after the interview, asked for some money to share the episode.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Rich, we talk to these people because we think that they have a story to tell. And I want to tell a story and want to get it out there. Like, are we the biggest podcast in the world? No. Are we the smallest? No. Do we need somebody like him or her to publicize us? It'd be nice, but for money? Like, we don't ask a whole lot. Like, just, if you listen to it, if you like it, share it. If you don't like it,
that was
don't share
probably
it.
The strangest moment for me too, because you think something like that would be discussed up front.
Yeah.
Where it's like if, to the listener out there, if somebody said, "Hey, we think you're a really great, whatever your job is. Do you mind coming on our show and talking about it?" And you say, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And a little while later, they say, "Hey, listen, here's the episode. We'd be honored if you'd share." And they come back with their hat out, going, "Hey,
Sure, I'll share.
Sure,
Fill the hat.
There's a couple $100. That was bizarre, but
Yeah, that's done up front.
Yeah.
So we would. You can definitely talk to him or her for this much, and then we make a business decision whether or not it's not something you do after. And if you don't like the way you sound, then don't share it.
Yeah,
if you
can
love
just
the way
not
you
share
sound,
it.
share it. But
Yeah.
don't ask for money.
No, I have never had anybody ask for money to be on the show before, and have never had anyone ask for money to share an episode. Never before and never since.
No.
So we're not gonna.
That was fun.
We're not gonna throw anybody under the bus, but that was interesting. So I'll tell you what. Let's kind of move on from there, right?
Okay.
How about anybody you thought was most down to earth?
Well, I'll tell you if you pay me.
I'd be honored if you'd tell me, but I'm sorry, sir, we cannot pay you to answer this question. No, just kidding. No, but really, anybody most down to earth, maybe you'd like to have a beer with later if we could meet up with them in person?
Dave McGilvery?
Boston Marathon race director. He runs a mile for every year old he is on his birthday.
That's crazy.
And he's in his 60s. And I got to say, for me, I couldn't agree more. But most down to earth for you. How come?
Because you talk to him like a normal person, and he does some amazing things, and has done amazing things, and just the way he treats it is basically down to earth. That's, I guess, how I come up with that one. It's like no big deal. Just like, this is what I do. This is why I do it, and that's it. Like, there's no. There's nothing else there. It's just what he is.
Yeah. For me, I would say it was be Captain Kate McHugh, captain of Celebrity Summit. She is someone who I think set a goal when she was a little bit younger to become a captain of a cruise ship. And she did it. And she's been doing it for years, and she's going to do it for years to come. And so when you and I finally take that cruise together, which hopefully sooner than later.
Oh, I hope so.
If we happen to find ourselves on her ship, I would love to share some Pellegrino, or what's that fancy water
Pellegrino,
called?
you
Is
got
that
it. Yeah.
with her, and maybe snap an Instagram picture with her and Bug.
There you go.
If available.
That episode we had some, Rich does the editing and things, and you couldn't notice it during the interview, but there was some real bad interference, and it's probably because the ship was literally approaching the Bermuda Triangle as we were talking to them.
That's true.
So it's the first time we've ever tried anything like that, but there was some definite loud feedback.
Well, you know what? It was funny because when we're interviewing Captain Kate, we would ask a question and she would give an answer. And maybe somewhere in the middle of that exchange, I would hear in my headphones a loud static sound that would definitely overpower anything that was being said.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And I looked at you and you looked at me and you gave me that look like, yeah, I can hear it too. But with Captain Kate, we had spoken to her once and said, I think we got a little bit of feedback. I think we fixed it. She said, okay, and we moved on. And then it was so infrequent after that, but still disruptive, that we just didn't acknowledge it moving forward. I knew I could clean it up after the fact.
Well, it sounded great.
Well, I'll tell you what, after the interview, we're like, I don't know if you could hear most of that. And she's like, oh my gosh, that was so annoying and difficult.
I didn't even know she could hear it until after.
She did. She told us, and it was funny because, if you guys can tell, please, again, let us know. But I thought that was one of the, I guess, challenges that we had to overcome in terms of recording with somebody who's in the middle of the ocean and, like you said, approaching the Bermuda Triangle. Mm-hmm. Well, all right, Bill. I say we wind this thing down and look ahead to some goals for season 4. We both really enjoyed the flow of this season, and it went by pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. So, looking ahead to season 4, what goals do you have, or where would you like to see us go?
I want to talk to someone that doesn't speak English well.
Still, okay. Yeah. I think I have the person in mind, and he has an incredible story to share. Okay, and he told me to circle back around in about 6 months. So
perfect.
He could be on season 4.
No, but I also want to become like the more of the podcast where people go when they are trying to become more current event related and relatable. Sure. I want people to come and who want to come here and talk about something that they're excited about, or something that is remarkable that they're a part of, and they want to open up and tell us all about it, and so that we can share it with everybody.
Okay. And goals for me too, I'd like to do a couple mini segments, maybe get
an astronaut.
I'd love to still get an astronaut. I'll tell you, you don't know this. There is a ton of paperwork to do to talk to an astronaut who is still with NASA. There is a 6-month window, and it is all very official. So I say we aim for a Canadian astronaut or maybe a retired astronaut.
Brazilian not.
I would love to get a couple of guests on that have the same sort of passions and the same sort of personalities. For example, a lot of the guests, when we ask them for advice, say, find your why, find your passion. Well, maybe we can get 2 guests on at the same time who share a passion. Maybe they haven't met before, but they could each share a couple stories, and we could see where the conversation goes.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah, All right, well, guys, don't forget, we are looking to hear from our loyal listeners, and we know you're out there. Those people who download and listen right away, those first couple hours, each and every Tuesday, please take our survey at guystellingstories.com/survey. And for every couple people that take it, we'll be sure to raffle off and give away one of our world famous t-shirts.
And if you're not one of those people, you should be. should download right away and listen right away. Everyone can take the survey, right?
Everybody should take the survey, yeah. But, I know what surveys are like. If you click through them, you're like, this isn't. But I found a really cool way to offer it.
Ooh.
And it's interactive, and it's not your typical, Google Docs or anything like that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, Bill, this has been a great season, and we have the summer to look ahead to, a little bit of downtime, and then we'll be back with another great season of Guys Telling Stories. I want to say to you, thanks for showing up each and every week. And
thanks for getting most of this set up and putting up with my my hockey schedule for the last 8 months.
Well, you were working towards a big goal, and again, congratulations on accomplishing that. All right, guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the show, and maybe in the off season, grab a friend's phone, go to that podcast app, subscribe for them. They'll get a little surprise in a couple of months when Guys Telling Stories Season 4 comes back.
I'm glad you didn't say go to the bathroom and take a picture.
Don't trust Bill with your phone. No, but in all seriousness, thanks for tuning in each and every week, and we'll be back soon.
Season 4.
Season 4. As always, I'm Rich Douglas.
I'm Bill Easton.
Until next time.